Language is intended as an effective means of communication. When a speaker manages to convey meaning effectively from one person to another, we say that communication is successful. We form rules and structure our language. This is called syntax. In this video, we will discuss certain aspects of syntax in an idiom. Idioms are defined as a collection of words whose meaning as a whole cannot be determined from the meaning of the individual words. But, unlike a typical phrase, an idiom is syntactically different because of non-compositionality and because it has a resistance to permutations. But how? Compositionality is a principle of language whereby a complex expression can be defined by the small units that it is made up of. It is dependent on the meanings of its constituent parts, that is, it is based on its composition. Permutations are the rearranging of words or constituents in a phrase or a sentence. Let's take an example of the idiom, kick the bucket. The sentence, Johnny kicked the bucket, can have two meanings depending on the context. Literally, Johnny can apply force with his foot towards a bucket, but a native English speaker could also understand that the phrase, Johnny kicked the bucket, means that Johnny's died. Non-compositionality is when the meaning of the phrase cannot be taken from the smaller parts, or, in other words, it cannot be taken from the morphemes. The idiom, to kick the bucket, meaning to die, is not able to be directly derived from its components. This is non-compositionality. The structure of kick the bucket is shown here. The VP and the NP are constituents. Rearranging the constituents is passivization, which is a type of permutation. Passivization of this idiom could give you the bucket was kicked. That is, the words bucket and kick are still present and still give the same literal meaning. But this changes the phrase to no longer mean to die. This is an example of a permutation, which cannot happen with idioms. So, is an idiom even a sentence? Some linguists say that an idiom is simply a big word because it is resistant to some syntactic changes. This is analogous to how rearranging the letters in a word could change or eliminate its meaning, much like how rearranging the words in an idiom change its figurative meaning. This idea of idioms as big words is an idea currently supported by linguists, the research of which we have not fully covered here. For further reading, check out these papers. Thanks for listening.